Well, for Juventus, of course, it has been a busy summer. Not only a new coach, but a lot of new faces as well coming in. A lot going out as well, which is interesting, Mina, because we asked you for a potential starting 11, and I'm sure if I asked you, or indeed other Italian experts, you'd come up with different teams, because we are still very much unaware of really how Juve are going to set up, aren't we?
Yeah, it's all in the balance right now. If you open any of the newspapers or what's being broadcasted online, it keeps changing. So because of the fact, like you mentioned, Sarri is not available, it's more likely that they'll depend on some of the old guard, like Bonucci and Chiellini in defence, just to have sort of that leadership from the back. Ronaldo up front. Martusciello is going to be the deputy in charge. But as we've seen so far, it's potentially Dybala will start as a false number 9, and it could be Douglas Costa or Bernardeschi up front alongside him, and of course Ronaldo. What's interesting is it looks like it will be Khedira in the middle, a player who was thought to be leaving over the summer, you know, because of course he is now old and not really at the level that he used to be. But having watched him over the summer, it seems like Sarri really loves him, thinks that he can really understand how to adapt the role and how to help Dybala better just because of their movements. So if Dybala is playing, then it's more likely than not that Khedira will as well.
Sarri said it's Ronaldo and 10 others. How is this all going to work around Cristiano Ronaldo?
I think that basically when they were doing their interviewing stage and they did think of moving from Allegri to Maurizio Sarri, they said to him that, of course, what they do have is a gem in Cristiano Ronaldo, and that they wanted to play a kind of game that would extract all the ability that Ronaldo and everything that he has to offer. So the game needed to revolve around him, and he needed to be a happy man, the man capable of scoring the type of goals and the number of goals he scored at Real Madrid. So it's a case of he needs to be allowed a certain level of freedom, a little bit that we saw with Hazard and Chelsea, not someone who's shackled by any rigidity or tactical discipline, and allowed to roam free, be the genius that he is, and everyone's there in place set to help him, to try to aid him to get closer and to score those important goals. So while they'll have to all follow a system, Ronaldo will be allowed a little bit more leeway to just be the genius that he is.
Great for Ronaldo. Will it work?
Well, it's great for Ronaldo, and I don't think it's any different whatever Cristiano Ronaldo has done over the course of his career, certainly later in his career. He has the freedom to go wherever he wants to, and everybody adapts to him. So he may just have come out and said it, Sarri, but it's no different than whatever Ronaldo has done in the past. His latter stages with Real Madrid, he sort of wandered into different areas. Sometimes he was a finisher, sometimes was playing on the outside, sometimes you see him on the right, sometimes you see him on the left. It's going to be similar here with Juventus. The key to all of the success by Juventus, certainly in the final third, is going to be, first of all, are they going to get performances, consistent performance from Paulo Dybala and Douglas Costa and Bernardeschi? And can their talent match some of the things that Ronaldo would want to happen on the field? And then the other thing that I think is also important for Juventus is that creativity that is coming from elsewhere frees Ronaldo to do the things that he does well. Yeah. And that people do not limit themselves just because Ronaldo's there. Because then we have a situation like we have with Barcelona, where players with a lot of talent come in next to Lionel Messi and they forget who they are. Well, these players cannot forget who they are. That's sort of some of the problems that Dybala had last year. He has to overcome that in order for Juventus to have real success.
The key to Juventus this year is nothing more than how Maurizio Sarri and his team, particularly Ronaldo, deal and approach the Champions League.
Right.
Everything else is mere cannon fodder, right? To an extent. What they need to do is primarily focus on how they're going to budget his squad to be in the best shape at the right time for that competition. That, I think, for the Juventus board is going to be key. Some may see it differently as you know, domestic titles, but as you said, they've won 8 straight. They didn't bring Ronaldo in to bag more Scudettos. They brought him in to get the balance right, to get the big goals in the big games, and I think Maurizio Sarri and his coaching team have to manage this squad to be fresh and sharp at the key point of the season, and we all know when that is.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app, and for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN+.